So what is confidence game? What's confidence game? Confidence game pretty much in general is talking about the act of swindling, the act of 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 conning people, the act of 419. That's what the confidence game is. Uh that is a popular one. I see it beyond that. When you talk about confidence game, you're using the word con, take the CON, first three letters of confidence, and it's confidence game, meaning that I'm playing on your confidence. I'm confidently playing on your confidence to take advantage of you. That's what confidence game is I'm confidently taking advantage of your trust in me or in a thing or in a person to swindle you. Right? That's generally what a confidence game is. But I see the whole of life as a confidence game also. I see it just beyond that, beyond swindling. I see it as life itself as a confidence game. Guess what? I'm playing a confidence game right now as I'm communicating with you. If I'm not confident about what I'm saying, you will not believe or receive what I'm saying. I'm playing on your belief. You are believing me because you think I know what I'm talking about, which might be true or not true. But my disposition, the way I'm talking, my confidence, my language is selling to you the thought, the impression that I know what I'm talking about. And you tend to believe what I am saying. I'm playing a game on you. We do it all of life. Guess if I was here doing as if I don't know what I'm talking about, you'd be bored, you'd be irritated. It won't hit you it won't hit you the right way. That's what they said of Jesus. Jesus played the confidence game. Right? They said Jesus taught like no other person taught. He was confident about what he was saying. It was different from the Pharisees. The Pharisees were teaching, eh, the God said, oh, the God said, oh, let me check. The God said, Jesus said it like he knew it. He said it as if he was the one that wrote it. He preached from the Septuagint. He preached from the scrolls like one who knew what he was talking about, one who knew why it was written, one who knew everything about it. He honed what he was saying. Therefore, they said he taught like no other person had taught. Therefore, they believed him because of the confidence with which he spoke. So away from just the act of swindling, the whole of life is a confidence game. So even as we share here, we're gonna look at the two aspects. Look at the act of swindling, but we'll look at how to the whole of life itself, how to gain mastery in the place of life, everyday life, how to have mastery in everyday life also. So we're not just going to be go down the tunnel vision of just talking about the swindling. We're going to talk about what can we learn from this to live everyday life successfully. As we learn about the act of swindling, we'll learn about the act of living itself. As we learn about the devil and his children, we'll learn about God. We learn about how life is expected to live, how I can win in my daily life. I can win as a spouse, how I can win as a parent, how I say I can win as a friend, how I can win as a partner, how I can win as a colleague, how I can win in the marketplace. I can win in my ministry. I can win in my career. I can win in my calling because it's all a confidence game. It's all a confidence game. You know, when we talk about personality types, that we use in terms of we talk about the alpha male. When the personality types, when we use the word alpha, delta, beta, all of that, right? The alphas, most leaders are the alphas, right? They stand out. The alpha, when you see dogs go in parties, the one in front is called the alpha dog. The alphas lead, not the betas, not the betas. It's the alpha. It's the confident one. So if you're going to win in life, you need to be confident. Again, when we talk about personality, we say that none is necessarily better than the other. But if one was to choose, I guess you choose the better. You choose the alpha, not the downtrodden one. But if you're already who you are, you can still win as who you are. All you have to do is learn the strengths and the weaknesses of where you are, because we're already damaged. By age 7, we're damaged. When a child is born, when we're conceived, we can take everything, every impulse we take it without questioning. And that affects our personality. That determines at that point whether you will become an alpha, a sangu, what's that word? I'm not coming to it, but our personality is determined from the time we're conceived till about that plus or minus age 7. We're already damaged in one direction or the other. You're already you're already bent in a particular way. That does not mean that it's the best bending. What we do after age 7 is now to manage that bending, to use that bending to win. But if there was a way to get that bending, it would be the bending in a part of the alpha. The Asians knew this. So the Asians didn't take children growing for granted. They nurtured them. They created the personality they wanted. They created the personality they wanted. Alexander the Great did not fall from heaven. Alexander was nurtured. He was trained. He was bent in that part of greatness. So the Asians, when the women are pregnant, they surround them with images, because those images, those impressions that the woman gets affects the child that's within. It determines the personality of the child that is within. Everything around that woman affects the child that is within. And when that child is born, that child, before the prefrontal cortex begins to develop, everything, every impulse that is that child takes hook, line, and sinker without asking questions. When that past child begins to ask questions, that child is done. It's done. It's done. It's done. You can almost never change the damage you have done to that child, because that child begins to question, doesn't take everything hook, line, and sinker anymore. So the Asians knew this. So they nurture the child, they nurture the children in a particular direction to get a better next generation. Generations are not accident. They can be nurtured in a particular direction. You can decide the next generation. That's the essence of parenting. You just can decide the next generation. They are not accidents. You can decide the generation that will follow you. That's why the Bible says that, honor your father and your mother, so that it will be well with you, so that you will live long. Is the first commandment with a promise of life, the promise of life. If the generation after us, we are the determinant of the generation after us, what we did or did not do in nurturing them. And that nurturing is done. Front-end loading, 80% before age 7. Because after age 7, that child begins to ask questions, doesn't take everything hook, line, and sinker anymore.